It is an honor to be here. Thank you for the organizers. We would like to introduce our new service, dʒéikaiv, Japan's full-fledged preprint server. First, let me introduce our organization, the Japan Science and Technology Agency, JST, which is a semi-governmental agency under the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sport, Science and Technology. JST is one of the largest funding agencies in Japan. It also provides various information services. Services include the online journal platform JStage, Researcher Directory Research Map, DOI Registration Agency in Japan, Japan Link Center, and so on. Today, we would like to introduce a new service, dʒéikaiv, to our lineups. The slide shows a brief introduction to preprints and preprint servers. After a researcher writes a paper of his or her research, it is generally published in a peer-reviewed journal. After submission, peer review, and editing, the paper is published as a journal article, which can take a long time. How can you make your research results known to the global research community more quickly? The answer is preprints. Preprints are published without peer review and are available at no charge so that they can be shared with the research community quickly. The history of the preprint server is almost 30 years old. It began with the Archive for Physics in 1991, the SSRN for Social Sciences in 1994, and in the last decade, separate servers for life sciences, chemistry, and medicine. There are also regional preprint servers. There are ChinaCiv in China, Cielo Preprints in Brazil and South America, RenArchive in Indonesia, and IndiArchive in India. Not only research field-specific preprint servers, but also regional preprint servers are being set up. We launched dʒéikaiv on March 24 last year, and I will explain more about dʒéikaiv later, but the main point is that dʒéikaiv publishes preprints of pre-reviewed papers in open access in both English and Japanese, regardless of research fields. We decided to set up dʒéikaiv because there were previously no local Japanese language preprint servers available, and because we also saw the needs for a preprint server that accepts all research fields. Here are the instructions for submitting. First, to create an account, you will need to have either your ORCID or Research Map ID. Research Map ID is one of the popular ID among researchers in Japan. You'll be asked to log in and sign in from either one. Once you have registered, you can use a single sign-in to enter the submission screen with your ID and password from the next time onward. The submission system is designed to guide you through the process of inputting information, so please enter the required information and submit your manuscript. The submission process to dʒéikaiv begins with 1. Creating an account for submission. Here, you will need a researcher ID. Next is 2. Submission. There's no fee for submission. We accept manuscripts in PDF format only. Submitted manuscripts will be checked by 3, the server administrator. All submitted manuscripts are subject to basic checks for style, scientific content, legal risk, etc. prior to publication. This is not a rigorous peer review, but just a basic check for appropriateness. 4. If the preprint is published, it is made available on an open access basis. The license for secondary use can be selected by the contributor. 5. As for updating information, revisions can be made before the reviewer's comments are given. The dʒéikaiv article details screen, starting from the left, shows the title, author information, DOI, and keywords at the beginning, followed by the abstract, and below that, the downloaded status of this preprint by month of the preprint. To the right of that is a PDF button through which the paper can be downloaded. Below are the date and time of submission, the date and time of publication, the field of submission, and the copyright holder of this preprint. CC license information is also listed. More information on browsing can be found in this manual. This slide summarizes the features of dʒéikaiv. dʒéikaiv accepts Japanese and English articles of all research fields. dʒéikaiv has two interfaces, Japanese and English. To submit the paper, the user must have an account on ResearchMap or ORCID. If you have an ORCID ID, you can submit your paper to dʒéikaiv. After basic screening process by JST, preprints are published in dʒéikaiv. Other features of dʒéikaiv are shown here, such as DOI registration, supplementary data, versioning, linking to published versions, CC licensing. On the announcements page, we show a list of journals that accept papers already published as preprints. Be sure to check if the journal you wish to submit your manuscript to allow submission to papers already published on preprint servers. We have a Twitter account, tweeting new arrival preprints or maintenance schedule, and so on. Please follow us and give us comments. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions or comments, do not hesitate to contact us at preprint@jst.go.jp. Please submit your manuscript to dʒéikaiv.